What's going on, King of Kings family? It's day 7 of our Lent campaign, dwelling in the Gospel of John through the 40 days of Lent, and we are in John chapter 4, verses 43 through 54. And the part that I gravitated to was verse 45, where Jesus shows up in Galilee, and the Galileans welcome him because they had seen everything he had done in Jerusalem during the festival, because they were there. And it just got me thinking that the only way that we will know God's will for our lives, the only way that we will experience Jesus, is to be where Jesus is at and to engage with what Jesus is doing in our lives and in the world. So how do we do that? How do we go where Jesus is? Well, where is Jesus? In sort of Lutheran theology, we're promised that Jesus meets us in the sacraments. So Jesus meets us in baptism. Jesus meets us at the communion table. And what that means is that when we are baptized and when we remember our baptism and we dwell in the fact that we are beloved children of God, not because of anything that we do, because simply it gave God good pleasure to make us his children, we dwell in that Jesus meets us. When we come to the communion table and receive the bread and the wine, Jesus meets us there, because that's the place that we're reminded that he forgives us, and we can receive tangibly his forgiveness of sin. So those are two places that when we are regularly in worship, regularly engaging in the sacraments, also Jesus meets us in his word, in the preached word. And so when we're regularly connecting and hearing the preached word of God, whether it's what I'm preaching on Sunday or if you're somewhere else, that Jesus meets us in those places, and we can see what he has done through both the sacraments and the preached word. There's another place that we can see what Jesus is doing, and that's in the context of community. Too often, I think we see church as the thing we do on Sunday, and then we live our lives the rest of the week, and we don't engage with our family of faith outside of Sunday morning. And Jesus very much shows up in our gathered community. And so if you want to see where Jesus is at, get together on a regular basis with other members of our family of faith and talk about what God is doing in your life. And if you're somebody that struggles to articulate what God is doing in your life, when you hear somebody else saying what God is doing in their life, it helps you to capture an understanding of what God is doing in yours. And a third place that I would say that we would see Jesus. So we see Jesus in worship, we see Jesus in community, and then we also see Jesus on mission, when God pushes us out into the world to die to ourselves for the sake of somebody else, and we're stretched beyond what we think our capacity is, and we're out of our comfort zone. Jesus meets us in that place as well. So if you want to experience Jesus, connecting regularly in worship, connecting with others in context of community, not just Sunday morning, but outside of that as well, and not just hanging out and talking about the weather, but talking about what you're seeing God doing in your life. Then out on the mission field, out serving, out sharing your faith, out inviting people to church, outside of your comfort zone. That's a place where Jesus meets us too. So that's all for today. Have an awesome day. Sorry about the late posting here. It's about almost 9 o'clock. The day kind of got away from me, but we'll see you tomorrow as well. God bless.